doing a more regular update today. I have been doing daily or not so daily little vlogs, or not so little, some have been 15 minutes on their own, but I've been checking in more regularly with just snippets of what I've done the last day or couple of days, depends when I get back, just to help people as others are, help people have something to watch, feel like somebody's checking in with them, and being like a friend sitting with a cup of coffee and just catching up, since we can't have that at the moment. We have to stay in quarantine, in isolation. But I thought I would catch you up with a big update with what I have done during that time. And I didn't catch, I should have checked the date that I did my last big update, but it's definitely not been for 3 weeks. I know we've been in basically lockdown for 3 weeks now, and school's not going back for another 5 weeks yet, and we've been told that every other restriction will probably be around for the next 5 months and 1 week in the countdown. But in this time that we are safe at home, not stuck at home, but safe at home, I have had some finishes and some progress. So I thought I'd show that off. And all of these 3 finishes are ones that I've started since I've been starting these daily vlogs. So if you're only watching my bigger updates, you won't have seen them at all. They were starts and finishes. So the first one here was Keep the Flame, or Christmas Light, I think it was called. It's a freebie by the Little Stitcher. So that was quite enjoyable and quite quick. I think it took 3 or 4 days of progress. And then I started my first Be Well and Stitch piece and finished it off. I couldn't put it down. Once I started it was really the only thing I worked on. After a few days of 1 hour of progress each day, I just jumped in and spent 2-3 days on it and finished it. And I know I finished it quite quickly because of that. So this is Be Well and Stitch by Heartstring Samplery. And then this little Easter basket is a very, very old, it was from a kit, a Dimensions kit that's no longer in print. So that was quite cute, and I finished it at 12:30 one morning. Actually, it was Friday, Good Friday, that I finished that piece. And I'm trying to remember. I would have said on my update that day, if you go back to my Good Friday update, I would have said if I worked it in DMC or CXC, and right now I can't remember. I know I did work Be Well and Stitch in CXC, so I'd say this one was CXC as well, because I do, if I have a new start now, I usually use CXC unless I do have the threads in DMC and just decide to try to use up my DMC. So those are my 3 finishes, and then My other main focus for this time has been autumn stained glass, because I would like to get this piece done by the end of autumn, and I don't know whether that'll work. I can never really put limits on myself unless it's a gift, because I just don't know. I don't know how much time I'll get to stitch. I am trying to stitch a lot more now that I am doing more daily vlogs, but as I just mentioned, I just did my daily vlog for today, which will go up today as well, and was saying I've been frustrated with my amount of stitching time and the amount of time that I get to stitch at once without having to get up and do something. So that is where I fall off. I would love to get the progress in. It's just whether I'll have the time. But I have got a lot done on this one since you last saw it. I've finished off this sunflower, which I think I'd only had a couple of petals here done and a bit of this middle part, but I finished that, and I've finished the leaves around here. I've put the red berries in. I've worked a little tiny bit down here, and now I'm going on to finish this leaf and a leaf down here, and then that will mean that all the stitching on the top half, all the full stitches in the top half of the window will be done, and I'll just be working on the bottom, and I'm going to break the full stitches up with the back stitching of the top half, because it is a stained glass window. There is so much back stitching. Every little thing in this piece is back stitched. The frame, window frame is back stitched. Every leaf and flower and everything, even the cage, is back stitched. And then you have the back stitching of the pieces of the stained glass window that makes up the window, the little pieces. So there's back stitching going all through here. So all that will be full of back stitch. So I'm going to break that up with the full stitches of the bottom, and then I'll have to go through and back stitch that, and I will probably just follow as I get stuff done down here and finish the back stitching up here. I will just follow through and keep back stitching as I'm doing the rest, and then back stitch what's left at the end. That's my progress on that piece. I have been stitching on my secret stitch, not much. My plan for 2 pages a month this year have completely crashed and burned. I did finish a page in January that I had started in December, but other than that, I have just not touched it. I've been working on all this other. I had those crochet finishes in January that took up most of the month. I wasn't even stitching, I was just crocheting to get my gift done for my friend and that baby blanket. It took 15 days, full 4 to 5 hours a day stitching on that to get that done. And then in February I had the finishes of the Valentine's piece and the Hindu goddess, which took up again about 18 to 20 days to get all the stitching done on them. So it just hasn't happened. I have got 2 columns on 1 page done on my secret stitch, and about 500 stitches on a second page that was just started. So possibly about 3/4 of a page that makes all up. So this year I probably stitched a full page all up in 4 months instead of the 8 pages or the 7 pages that I wanted done. So it's absolutely hopeless, and I hope to change that towards the going on for the rest of the year. But who can say? I need to get it done. It's a gift. It's huge. I'm almost 25% completed on it. Pattern Keeper tells me I'm at like 24.79, I think, percent complete. And I'm working on pages 22 and 23 or 23 and 24. Something like that. So that kind of tells you how huge this piece is, and I need to get it done. I've been stitching on it since, I can't remember exactly, and I don't have it with me, but 2016, 2017, either late 2016 or early 2017. So I have to get some work done on that. Anyway, the other one that I've just pulled out the last 3 days being that was supposed to be my sister's 20th birthday on the 15th, but we lost her 2 years ago. I pulled this piece out because this is my current whip that I'm working in memory of her. And I got done the O, the C, and the O. This twirl of steam here, and this is just the start of the ice cream or the cream, whatever it is, on top of the cup of hot chocolate that'll come down here. I did have half of the L and half of the A done, but they were one square or one row too far to the right, so out they came. I stitched and frogged them this morning, so that was frustrating. I did actually get a good chance to stitch while I was having my morning coffee, and then it had to come out. But this is where I'll leave this one now. I will put it away for a while because my focus is autumn stained glass and it needs this Q-snap. So I'll swap them back, put this one back away again for a little while. I do want to see it finish, but I do want to finish autumn stained glass first. So this wrapped up a lot quicker. I seem to get chatting in my more daily vlogs, and they end up as long as this one has ended up when there's a lot less stitching done in them. But I do have a lot to edit and put in with starting pictures and whatnot in this, so it will end up a little longer. But I hope you're all safe. Welcome again to my new subscribers that have come in while I've been doing these daily vlogs. I'm so glad to see you. I'm at 156 subscribers now, which is amazing. I know I did a giveaway when I hit 100 subscribers, and that actually doesn't feel that long ago. But it was sometime last year. But I'm so grateful to see you. I'd love to have a chat with you down in the comments and to see how you're going and hear what you're working on. And I will leave you now. I have no idea when I'll come back, but feel free to check out my more daily vlogs where I do get quite chatty. And I will talk to you next time. Happy stitching.